What's up, Taylor?
What's good, man?
How we doing, brother?
Living, thriving, surviving, baby.
All right. How's your day going, man?
Pretty cool, running around, prepping for this big fast show end of the month.
Okay.
Talking to my editors, talking to my agents, talking to my lawyers, just typical work stuff for me.
Busy man.
Try to be busy, man, but blessed.
Busy
Definitely
but
blessed. Honestly, a lot of phone calls, a lot of negotiations, talking to the designers, organizing the models. I do have a film that's coming out really, really soon.
Okay, what's the film called?
It's called,
If you can say. Can you say?
can I say? No, it's called Boxed In. It's about two black men in the 50s. There's a lot of nuance in between that I'm not going to give away just yet. But then I have another film coming out on Amazon Prime later in the summer called Pick Me.
Okay.
And that is about just a young black man dealing with the obstacles that his dad lays out in front of him. And he kind of has like a come to Jesus moment with a younger version of himself. And without giving too much away, it's going to be a cool film. It is a cool film. Definitely touches on black culture and anxiety. Yeah, so I'm excited for that to come out on Prime really soon.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Can't wait for that.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
This is Adam Taylor. We could say what? Producer,
Director, production manager, the GOAT, deity, fashion icon, you know.
Fashion beast.
You know,
Feel me? What you got on now, brother? People want to see what you got on.
I'm the worst at knowing what I'm wearing.
Okay.
I'm the type of person where I don't really care about brands as long as it looks good. Like I saw this, it said Carp, and I'm a big Pokemon nerd, so I thought like Magikarp. And I was like, oh, that's a cool shirt, that's a cool jacket. And then I saw it back and I was like, oh, okay, this is...
Okay, that's fly. Got the fish on
pretty
there.
cool, you know.
We'll know the brand name. Okay, that's fine.
Don't know the brand name.
What kind of fans we got?
This is EPTM. They're like a tech urban brand. They're based in LA. Had these for forever. I'm not gonna hold you. And these are some kind of Air Forces. I'm not sure the name. High top Air Forces. The specific style. I don't know. But when it comes to clothing, I really don't care about the brand. As long as I feel like I look good, that's what really matters. Now my sneakers, that's a different story. I have some exclusive joints that not everyone has.
I feel you, and I see you got the Yankee fitted. I'm messing with you. I know that they Yankee.
Watch your mouth. Not too
Nets,
much.
right?
This is the Mets. Shout out to Queens, my home borough, New York all day.
Okay.
Hollis, Queens. This is a Yankees fitted. I never wear non-New York hats. You'll never catch me wearing LA anything, Boston anything. It's always New York. Specifically Mets and Yankees. My dad took me to the Mets games so many times growing up. I used to go to Yankees a little bit older in life, so I'm definitely gonna rep New York to the day I die, for sure.
Bro, do you enjoy baseball games?
I don't.
I'm with you, brother.
Not at all.
I'm with you.
But if it's a New York team, I'm gonna rep it. But the funny thing is, I was wearing like a Yankees fitted, and some guy tried to call me out because we just lost the World Series, and I was like, "That's cute." We have 27 World Series. When you up to like the double digits, come holler at me. But yeah, I know nothing about that. Outside of that, that's all I know. Like, we got 27 World Series.
Right. Yeah, I don't know nothing. Like I've been to a few baseball games.
I've been to plenty.
Bro. I can't do it.
Plenty. I can watch them live. Like it's entertaining to watch them live. But like on TV, I'm cool.
Yeah, live even then, bro. Like I feel like you got to do so much to get into the stadium, get your drink, get your sit down, and you see nothing.
Get better seats.
I mean, it's maybe that may have been the case.
That's part of the whole experience.
I did see a vibe with it was LSU versus Clemson, and they was like doing these dances when they was playing each other. I don't know if you've seen that clip.
I have no clue what teams, what sport, what college that is.
Okay, cool. LSU, just to let you know, that's Louisiana State University.
That's your city, baby.
Yeah, for sure. LSU.
So you from your side of town, baby.
So I'm gonna tell you this: LSU, you got Odell Beckham, he's from LSU.
Oh, okay.
LSU, you got who else? Tyrann Mathieu. I don't know if you're familiar with Tyrann.
I know nothing about sports. I'm not gonna hold you.
A lot of elite.
I just rep my New York until I die. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. And look, by the way, you from New York?
Born and raised.
Right, born and raised. What borough were you born from?
Queens. So yeah. So Mets is from Queens. Shout out to Queens.
Okay.
I'm from Hollis, Queens specifically.
How was that experience?
It was cool, to be honest. Like I definitely grew up in the '90s, so I was definitely outside. I'm from a neighborhood of legends like Run DMC, LL Cool J.
Definitely legends.
With Ja Rule, but yeah, he's from Hollis. But definitely from a neighborhood of legends, so I wear that proudly on my shoulder.
Where 50 from? 50 from?
He's from Southside Jamaica, Queens. He's from the projects.
Okay.
No, shout out to Southside, but he's from the projects. And Nicki Minaj is from St. Albans.
Him a little kid.
No, it's a different neighborhood. He's from Southside. That's Nicki Minaj. She's from Southside, but she's from St. Albans, Queens. People think she's from the projects. She's not from the projects. She grew up in a really nice house in St. Albans. Just put it out there.
You know her and her people?
No, not at all.
Just kind of know the vibes.
Just know the vibes, for sure.
How was the fashion growing up there? Like, how was the experience?
I was not a fashionable person. Like, I was kind of corny, to be honest. I think because I naturally don't care about the brands now. I think when I was younger, I just didn't care at all. As long as I was coordinated in a sense, that's what I kind of cared about. But I wasn't that fashionable kid. Like, I really didn't get into clothing on like how to like dress appropriately for myself until I was like 17, 18. Yeah, I was a chubby kid and I went through a lot of awkward stages growing up, so I really didn't know what looked good on me, what a style is.
Do you remember like what your parents was wearing? I kind of have an idea.
My mom was a fashionista. My mom was actually a model back in the 80s and 90s, so she was very much into clothes and into fashion.
What's your ethnic like background?
I'm black American.
Okay.
With that being said, but my dad, he's just a regular Joe Schmo type of guy. Never really cared about fashion at all. My mom was like the fashion person in the house for sure.
Okay, so what we're gonna get into a couple questions. What all you do at the moment? We kind of spoke on that a little bit, but what are you like really passionate about? What you do?
So I'm a director producer. That's my day job. I produce music videos, commercials, direct all that stuff. I really like the producing side of things. I really like starting a project from the ground up and then executing it and then having people enjoy what I poured into it. I really love that aspect of things. Just like pulling people together and making something dope. Like producing is definitely like where it's at for me for sure.
Okay, amazing. What projects have you worked on thus far, or anything that stands out to you, or?
I worked for LA Fashion Week. I've done that for a few years. I was the executive producer for a streaming service where we had like 9 shows, I believe. Out of those 9 shows, I created and written 7 of them. I produced fashion shows for Avon as well. I'm sorry, Avon. I produced fashion shows for Aveda. I done a lot of fashion ad campaigns in New York, India, Singapore, Qatar. I've done a lot of producing in regards of like fashion as well as like commercials and music videos and film.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. So let's get back to a little bit from where we're from and those experiences. Do you feel like in fashion, in the hood, in where you're from, whatever the case may be, do you feel like it's hard for our people to kind of accept artistic looks?
I think so.
Or different type of looks?
I think so. I feel like black people, black Americans, we tend to like hold ourselves in a box and not like try to like look outside of that. I feel like, but nowadays with these younger people coming into fashion, coming into music, they're kind of like changing that dynamic and making it more socially acceptable. But I just think that black people as a whole, like, to be clear, black people, black Americans, we are the culture of the world.
For sure.
You can't go anywhere in the world and not see black American culture in regards to fashion, music, or food. But I still think there is a lot for us to learn and grow from, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I think since social media, it has gotten better, you know, because people are more exposed to different, you know, styles and looks for the most part. So people are a little bit more accepting. But like where I'm from New Orleans, and
New Orleans
growing up, like growing up there, you know, it was, you basically had to wear what everybody else was wearing. They coming at you, me wearing tight jeans and it's big jeans time. You hear me? Like, boy, you wearing them little tight. You hear me? Like, they
you get clowned on for sure.
Yeah, you feel me? Like,
sure.
So I do feel like, you know, if you're from, you know, certain parts of, you know, America, you know, the people, you don't really get accepted if you come in with certain type of looks and styles, and if you're into fashion for real.
And I think it's about confidence too, you know, like.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I could wear a brown paper bag over my head and that's all. As long as I'm confident, I feel good. It's just gonna like exude into other people. They're like, oh, he looks good, because I feel confident.
Yeah.
I don't care what other people think.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And I think New York today probably is the one city that you can wear anything, and people accept you for what you wear.
That's because there's so much going on in New York. Like you can walk around the street booty hole naked and no one's gonna blink an eye. You know, it's like it's whatever.
Right.
No one cares. Like there's so many things going on in New York around you for you to focus on someone's outfit. To be honest.
I mean, people put it on in New York. You know, like you said.
We do.
You know, you can layer. You can do. You know, there's a lot of moments.
We have seasons, so we have the option to layers for sure. I don't leave the house unless I make sure I look good. Like I can't. Like I have to look very presentable. Make sure I look fresh, look clean.
Right. That's how you was raised.
Period.
I love that.
Shout out to Tracy and Charles, the parents. Still together. Black
Shout
love.
out to the parents, you hear me?
Black love.
Black love, you feel me? Melanated love, you hear me? I love it. All right. So what was your biggest inspiration in entertainment and in fashion?
I would say fashion. Pharrell, he's just an icon. I remember when I was younger, wanting bathing apes so bad, and it was so expensive. My parents was not buying it for me.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be all of the cool kids. A little bit later in life, definitely Offset. I think he's a style icon. I had the pleasure of working with him before.
Yeah.
And I found out that he actually styles himself. So a lot of times when you see him, he's picked out himself, and he's one of the most humble artists I've ever worked with before.
Yeah.
And he actually remembered me from he was the host of The Hype. And I got invited to be on the season finale because I know the producers.
Shout out to The Hype, yeah.
Shout out to The Hype.
I remember that show.
And I was wearing these floral pants, and then several months later, I'm working on his music video, and we're having a conversation about fashion, and he brought up the show, and he was like, weren't you wearing floral pants? And I was like, I was. That was me.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool experience, but definitely Pharrell and Offset. When it comes to production, I really love how Adam Sandler frames his whole entire company. He chooses the same talent and same crew for all his films, and I love that energy. That's my brand. My whole entire brand is black people. People of color, but black people.
Yeah.
And I tend to use the same actors, the same crew. I really just want to promote my brand and help other people promote their brand. I really love how Adam Sandler has done that since the 90s up until now. So
yeah, I never really knew Adam was a producer as well.
Yeah, he's a producer and director. A lot of his films, the classic films that we love to this day, were part of Happy Gilmore, his production company.
Wow. Yeah, shout out to Adam Sandler. He is definitely a entertainment icon. For sure. Like,
it's funny as hell.
For sure, like from, if you haven't watched, what's the football film?
Longest Yard. Longest Yard. There's also like Happy Gilmore, the new one coming out soon, Little Nicky.
Yeah.
It's so many classics.
Yeah, he a beast, bro. Straight up. That's what's up. Yeah, I mean, so let's get back on you said fashion tip. Let's get back on Pharrell, right? So what makes Pharrell like kind of stand out? Or
he's
just
so unique and such a trendsetter. He doesn't really follow trends. He does set them, and I love that whole energy about him. He truly doesn't care. What he wears is going to be seen on every magazine, every poster, and everyone's going to wear it. So I love that effect that he has on people, and he's always ahead of the curve, like always.
So how do you feel about him at Louis Vuitton, and have you kind of followed that a little bit?
I did watch his last 2-3 collections. I think they're amazing. I think it's a breath of fresh air. I definitely think what he did after Virgil definitely did Virgil justice for sure. He's a great creative director.
Yeah, I think he has like great energy for the most part.
Who do you look up to? Like, who do you think is like?
I mean, so someone that I think just from a very like critical perspective, who I think really impacted the industry from like me growing up. I mean, it's easy. It's Ye, bro. He impacted the industry the heaviest. You just undeniable, and I think you have to give bro his credit. And obviously, he brought a lot of, I would say, leading designers, industry leading designers, into one space, and they collectively made some fire pieces.
He
and
definitely changed the game
Changed
for
the
the
game.
hip hop culture when it comes to fashion, for sure. Fresh
sure.
out the gate, wearing like the pink polos. Like no one was wearing like pink polos, so he was wearing pink polos.
Exactly.
But even speaking of that, even what's his name from Dipset? Cameron, he's walking around with a pink fur coat.
Bro,
you know,
that was legendary.
That
too.
whole, they the one who what's the Jeff Hamilton rocking Jeff Hamilton jackets. You know, also I also love ASAP Ferg. ASAP Ferg.
I mean, ASAP Rocket, bro.
No, ASAP Ferg specifically.
Okay.
People don't realize he is the GOAT when it comes to fashion. His father what has started a brand called Ferg, and he's actually was up there with Dapper Dan.
Okay.
So he's now taking over that brand and putting it out there. But ASAP Ferg is also a style GOAT for sure.
Okay. I have to look. I gotta look at some, his styles.
Definitely.
I peep him a little bit, you hear me? But I gravitate a little bit more to Rocket, definitely, especially since he had his he was in court and he was putting on the fits there. He was putting it on. You feel me?
You know, it's also an old school fashion GOAT too that people sleep on. Robin Williams. If you look up his fits from the '90s, they go hard to this day. Promise you, Robin Williams was a style icon, bro.
Shout out to Robin Williams.
R.I.P.
Look more
man.
into bro.
R.I.P.
You feel me? Okay, and then we're gonna go back to the producer side.
Okay.
So you said you do production, and Adam Sandler is one of your guys. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen Issa's new production?
What's that show called?
One of Them Days?
One of Them Days, yeah.
Yeah.
It's it reminds me of Friday. I love the energy behind it. And I went to theaters to watch it. I'm watching it, I'm laughing. And one of the actors that's starring in my film is actually in that film, and I didn't know that. Shout out to Messiah. He's a great young actor. He's so brilliant. He's gonna take over the world one day. Best believe that. So it was really dope to watch him in that film, knowing that he's the lead in my film that's going to be on Amazon Prime. So I think that's pretty freaking cool.
That's fire, bro.
And it was such a funny film. Like, if you want to have a good classic black film that's funny, go see that for sure.
So like he mentioned, right, it reminds you of Friday, so it's pretty much like a female version of Friday.
It really is.
It's the exact thing. It's the first Friday, not Friday after next first Friday.
The first one.
It's a vibe.
There could be a sequel too.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably be a sequel.
It has to be. There should be a sequel for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, and that's the movie with SZA, Keke Palmer, stuff like that. Super dope. That's what's up, bro. All right. So let's get back on the fashion tip, right? What fashion trend do you think is popping right now? And what you would like to see more of, for the most part?
I've always loved like the baggy look and the boyfriend look. I dated a guy who was 6'6", so when I would put on his clothes, it would give me like that baggy look, and he would get so mad because he didn't look as good as I did. But I'm like, you'll be fine. But I really love like the whole like Aaliyah look, the whole baggy shorts and the crop top.
Yeah.
And I've seen guys do it well as well. I just love that vibe. I'm really a sucker for like 90s, early 2000s looks. And I think fashion is just like I think fashion is just recycled eras. So I feel like I've always been into like the 90s, 2000s era, and I feel like that's coming back harder now, and I really want to ride that train because I just love like the whole baggy, oversized look for sure.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to shorts, I feel like that the long shorts we can leave back in the 2000s, 2000s.
The long shorts?
The long shorts, like,
like that?
the chopper style shorts. Nah, those could stay back.
Okay.
But
we got a couple of looks that I'm gonna have you take a look at.
Okay,
so
for sure.
May have some of that in there. So, okay. So you ain't feeling that? Okay.
Nah, but I am feeling the Japanese menswear though.
Okay.
They're like they're bigger, wider pants. It's such a dope look. If you're not familiar with it, definitely look into it.
For sure.
I think a lot of brands are now incorporating that style into their looks for sure.
Yeah, I've actually personally been incorporating that into my fashion for sure. I got a couple pieces, from that, directly from Japan and stuff like that. That's what's up, bro. Yeah. How often, we're gonna go a little bit to the left, y'all. How often do you cry, brother?
Oh, I cry every day. I am a Pisces, and if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I cry all the time. I'm very much in touch with my emotions, and I have no problems giving a good cry when I feel like I need to cry.
Yeah.
But I won't cry in front of everyone. Like if I'm home, I think I'll live alone. It's me and my cat. And I'm watching TikTok videos, and I'll see a sad video, and I'm just like bawling. TikTok, man, it gets you.
TikTok.
Right here.
What experience you had on TikTok? What's up?
One of my favorite dogs died on TikTok. And I was crying this morning about it. And I hit on my cousin, like, did you see the dog die? Da, 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 da. She was like, yeah, I saw. It was like a whole thing.
Also, you and your cousin shared this moment a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely
serious.
like, it was
almost like someone in the family.
That's what it felt like. We've been following this dog for like 4 or 5 years now, and for it to just die randomly.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Did you know how old it was?
Nope. But it was older because it had gray hair.
Oh, okay.
She had gray hair. She was a cute little lab. Yeah.
Okay.
R.I.P. Her.
That's crazy. So what? Okay. What's the last thing you cried about? Do you remember?
Her this morning.
Oh, it was her.
Yeah, it was her this morning. R.I.P. It was a sad moment for me and my cousin.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Shout out to that dog.
Shout out to that dog.
Dog heaven, you hear me? That's what's up, man. Okay, so what do you think about ratchet culture, and do you think that should be part of our culture for the most part?
To be clear,
yeah,
I am too a ratchet. Okay, I love having my ratchet moments, but I think it's like too much of a good thing can kill you. You know, like as a black person in America, we're the kings and queens of code switching. Yeah. So it's very important to learn when to turn it off and on, right?
Right.
And I don't judge. I don't care what you do, but as long as you don't harm anyone,
right?
Then live your best life, Pookie. I really don't care.
So essentially, you gotta pick your moments to be ratchet, right? You can't be ratchet everywhere. So do you feel like is you know, because social media is obviously, that's worldwide, everyone gets to see that. Do you feel like it's appropriate with ratchet online? Do you feel like that's something that we should
If that's your personality,
away from?
and again, if that's your personality, then, you know, if you want the world to see that, that's go ahead. But then don't get upset when you have the backlash that comes with that, right?
Okay.
Like if you're a ratchet all the time, that has a negative connotation to it, so people may not trust you as much. They may not rely on you as much.
Right.
You know, that's why it's important to have that duality, that balance.
Do you feel like within that, do you feel like it's okay to shame people if they are ratchet?
I don't care if you go to the bodega with your bonnet on. That's not, as long as you're not hurting nobody, you're not walking around with like inappropriate, like naked people in your clothes and there's kids around. I don't care. Live your best life.
Right. I feel it. My opinion is, you know, if you're a young lady, you're a young man, I think, you know, you should be putting your best foot forward, especially if you're putting yourself out there to the world and it's on the internet, right?
And the internet lives forever. A lot of people don't realize that, but it really does. Yeah. And if you wear a terrible outfit, it's going to be on the internet forever.
Yeah, that fit going to be on that forever, especially if you're somebody, you know. That's what's up. So we're going to go back to fashion a little bit. Who's your favorite designer at the moment? Or just name a few.
One of my favorite designers right now is a brand called Salt Studio. Okay. It's very monochromatic, oversized, muted colors. But when I tell you, like, it's hard to grab clothing from them because as soon as it drops, it sells out. You really have to be on their page all the time. But their studio is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've seen some of their pieces for sure.
And then also EPTM is one of my favorite brands. I'm actually wearing their pants right now. Shout out to EPTM, urban tech brand based on Los Angeles. They're fire. Who else? I also love a brand called Not Water. The designer's name is Obi. He's from Nigeria. He's brilliant.
I know now. I went to their to their first like pop-up glasses. I went there.
They actually styled me for my film screening last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dope. And
shout out to Obi.
And House of Bartholomew. He's actually season 2 winners of The Hype. He's a dope designer. He just showed at LA Fashion Week. Actually did his ad campaign this past fall. His pieces are amazing. He's dropping a jewelry line and it's so hard. Like, yeah. House of Bartholomew.
House of Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Okay. And just to go back to Salt Studio, I definitely got a few pieces from Salt. They're pretty dope.
They're dope.
Stuff from them. Yeah, and they usually like do sweaters,
outerwear, baggy pants. Yeah.
He got a fire aesthetic. Shout out to bro. Yes, sir. For me, I mean, Mine is relatively simple. I'll speak on this a little bit. I'm pretty much like almost like a minimalist at the time. I pretty much wear like all Yeezy. That's all I pretty much wear because it's pretty monochromatic, super chill, super relaxed. I spoke on this on the last show. Just being a parent is cotton. You can throw that on. You can wear it. You can go to sleep in it. You can go to the store. You can do whatever you need to do.
You can pair whatever you want with it.
It's $20 pieces. Shout out to Ye for that. And you can dress it up, dress it down. So that's pretty much all I pretty much wear. I probably will get a couple pieces from obviously Salt Studios or Entire Studio.
I'm opposite. I'm a maximalist. I like bright colors, textures. Even my apartment is like colors and textures, and I just love layers. The more the better for me, for sure.
Yeah, I think being a minimalist is just, as an artist, as a designer, it just helps your day flow better and clears your, just like anything. Minimalist as far as your housing layout, what you have planned for the day. You just try to minimize and make everything as simple as possible, and the choices you have, and you just kind of get through your day and make more artistic designs of what you're actually trying to create. You have more space for that rather than, because for me, I can wake up and if I have 100 different options, I'm gonna try to.
I love that. I need to have 100 options. I think I have over 100 pairs of shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's after I donated 40.
Whoa.
And I clothes. I can go 3 months without doing laundry.
Wow.
I have.
What kind of shoes are you gravitate more to? Like boots, designer, sneakers?
I like sneakers more. Yeah. I have a wide variety of dress shoes and all stuff, but I definitely like sneakers more. I like to buy sneakers that are either capsule collections or collabs. You will never catch me wearing Jordans because everyone and their mother has Jordans. I like to wear sneakers that you're not going to see. I really hate running into people wearing what I'm wearing. It's the worst. It's the worst. And sneakers, that's the easiest that you could run into someone wearing your sneakers. But the sneakers that I wear is if I'm wearing basic sneakers like Huaraches, that's fine. But certain sneakers, I've never run into anyone with these. I've never seen those. In my life, so I pride myself on buying those type of sneakers. Even random stuff like Reeboks did a collab with Power Rangers. I bought 2 of those. What? Just because and they're fire sneakers, but you're not gonna know that they were Reebok Power Ranger collab because they just look so different. I like sneakers like that.
Right. That's what's up. And even if you're gonna wear Jordans, I think people typically have a way that they schedule when they're gonna wear them. You're probably gonna not pull them out to a year or 2 years after they release.
Because then still people, you can still run into someone wearing the same exact Jordans. People wait online for hours to buy the same sneakers. That always baffled me since I was a kid. Where's the individualism? You know what I'm saying? You're literally waiting online, fighting people, losing your life over the same sneakers.
I mean, wait, don't say online. People used to wait in line.
Okay, right. Online, in line.
Physically in line.
Physically.
Have you ever waited in line?
For what? For what? You don't do lines? No, I don't do lines in life, let alone wait for sneakers that everyone and their mother's gonna have.
Right.
Nah. I don't wait in line to go on clubs. I think I'm waiting in line to go buy some sneakers.
Oh, you ain't patient.
I just don't do lines. I would rather
what's the point?
If when I go out,
right,
I'm gonna get in. I'm not waiting in line.
Right.
First of all, I don't go out like that. But when I do go out, everything's taken care of. I'm not stressing about how I'm getting there, drinking, waiting in line. I'm walking in the club and I'm walking in. That's it. Even at Disneyland, fast track. I ain't got time. I'm not waiting on no line.
The icon right here, you feel me? He ain't waiting.
Impatient icon. I'm not waiting no damn line.
Ain't waiting in line, baby. You feel me? We got our time is important, baby.
It is. We got things to do. We got places to go, money to make.
I feel it. I do remember. When I was younger, I definitely waited in quite a bit a line for shoes and stuff like that. When I was into Jordans. I don't think I have a pair of Jordans anymore.
Can't relate.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even own a pair. I have over 100 pairs of shoes. I don't own a pair of Jordans. The only Jordans I've ever owned, I was 14 or 15. I think my parents bought me the 18s. And I remember when they bought
it's crazy you remember that.
Yeah, because I remember when I bought them, my parents got me, I was hyped for them. But if you actually look at the 18s, they're not the cutest sneakers. Yeah. And they were I was getting clowned for them. So it was the one Jordans I did get, I actually liked because they were unique. I was in clown for. So I'm like,
Yeah, it wasn't 1 through 14 the ones that Jordan actually wore.
right? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. So
people, yeah, they don't.
But again,
sit well with people.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
Now I don't. Now I want to buy them just because and rock them how I wish I could rock them back then. 'Cause I didn't really know what I was doing. They were black and purple, I think. I just wore like a black jeans and a purple shirt. I didn't know, like. So hopefully, if anyone knows where I can get size 11 and a half, Jordan
Size
18.
I'm sorry.
No, 18 now.
Jordan 18.
18, size 11 and a half.
Size 11 and a half.
Let me know.
What color again?
I think they were black and purple, or black and blue, but they were definitely black suede. Black suede.
Got you. Yeah, and going back, I remember one of the last times I actually was in line. I was in Nike Town, Las Vegas, and I remember.
Hot as hell.
Yeah, Vegas is hot. And you know they have the inside in the Nike Town. I don't know if you've been in the Nike Town inside. What is it? I forgot the place where the Nike Town is.
Fremont Street, or the Strip?
It's on the Strip. I forgot the name of it. Whatever. But in the middle of it, it's like a statue with, and it does like it moves and it does like a little show. I was sitting on it on the outer rim of it, waiting in line. I remember this young female. She came over. She was like, she looked at me. She said, "LeBron James."
Shut the fuck.
She was like, "LeBron James." She was tripping.
What was she?
She was black. She was black.
I thought she was
melanated.
I thought she was one of the Caucasian types.
Nah, she was a melanated sister.
You're not even that tall.
like
he is tall. He's tall.
I'm like 6'2". I'm not 6. I think LeBron is 6'8" maybe.
He's 6'8"?
6'7", 6'8" maybe.
Huh, that's not that tall.
Yeah, anywhere from like 6'6" to 6'8", I believe. You know, NBA players they don't always be true about their height.
Yeah, they don't.
Because they get their height measured with their shoes on a lot. So
it adds a few inches.
yeah,
it does.
But anyway, so she came over, LeBron James tripping. I'm like, what this girl tripping
Who
here?
you talking to?
Bro, she went got her family. She was like, hey, everybody, it's LeBron James. I'm like, bro, I ain't know LeBron James. And the second person was a female, so she don't know no better. She was like, LeBron James.
Were you single back then?
I don't know if I was single at the moment. Probably.
You know.
And then all the family started coming around. He was like, boy, girl, they ain't no LeBron James.
Now her family calling out, girl, get your work over here.
She was like, no, but look, she was like, no, that's LeBron James. I don't care what y'all telling me. I'm like, look, baby, I'm not LeBron James. You hear me? Like I'm not LeBron.
Here's a picture of him, and here's me.
Yeah, like
here's his height, here's my height.
I see the beard. You know, we probably got a little resemblance, but I'm not Brian, brother.
Do you hoop?
I used to hoop, you feel me? I used to hoop a lot when I was out there too. But I'm mostly like a football player.
Okay.
I played football, you hear me? That's what I did. All right, let's get into the next question, you hear me? What's your favorite part about the fashion industry and your least favorite?
I think my favorite part is just like the ability to network and meeting cool people.
Yeah.
As well as, well, that's the vanity side, but also like I do thrive in the chaos. There's always chaos when it comes to fashion, doing fashion shows.
For sure.
And I thrive in that.
Yeah.
But the least favorite part is like just the vapidness and the fakeness of it all. A lot of models, they don't really have any loyalty. They don't have, sorry, let me rephrase that. The fakeness and vapidness of it all. A lot of models, they don't have any loyalty unless you're doing something for them. A lot of the designers are very anal about their brand to the point where they tend to not listen. And a lot of owners of these fashion shows, they tend to be very overzealous because they're paying for everything, so they feel like they can talk to you about anything and whatever they say, and they will just like take it off the chin. So there's that. But overall, I just think the overall fashion industry is very toxic, and I've seen the negative and the positive, but people love drama, so the negative gets way more attention. But my goal is to hopefully change that with my narrative and how I produce fashion shows and what I'm doing. I try to be as clear as possible, have clear expectations, try to coach, try to be a guiding light. A lot of people take advantage of up-and-coming models out here, especially quote-unquote stylists who have connections or photographers who have connections, and I pride myself and my brand on in that aspect, not being a gatekeeper and letting people know what it is, what I've been through, how I've been scammed, what to look out for.
Scammed? You've been scammed?
Oh, baby,
What kind of scams?
Not speaking too much because my lawyer is not present. I am in legal. Let me not say that word. I'm not saying it either. I'm not saying that. I've worked with a lot of people in this industry who truly don't care about the passion. They only care about themselves and how they look. And as far as me getting scammed, it's just people talk a big game. And when I learned the tricks and the ways to move around, I always tell people, like, don't take people for face value. If they say they did something, if it's worth note, you can find it on Google, you know? Don't look on their Instagram, they say they have 20,000 followers. That could all be bought and paid for. Look at their reels. How many views do they have? They have over 100,000 followers, but only have 30 views. Let's talk about it. You have no comments. You have no likes. Artists, you're a singer, right? Let's look at your Spotify numbers. You have 500,000 followers on Instagram, but you have 47 monthly listeners. Something's not translating. Something is not right.
Let's get more into that a little bit, because I've seen a few instances of that, right?
Yeah, I always fact check everyone, especially because I am who I am and I do what I do and I have connections that I have. People are always in my DMs, let's work, let's collab, let's do this. If you do that, I'm gonna fully background check you. Period. I have connections with almost every record label in the film industry. If you say you work on an X, Y, Z project, I'm going to look that up. If you have a lot of followers, I'm going to check your followers. I mean, I'm gonna check your views, I'm gonna check your comments. Like, I'm not gonna risk my name, my brand, my connections just because someone told me they worked on a film or they have this many followers.
So essentially, people are kind of basically faking it until they make it.
Absolutely, that's the name of the game, right? It's also pay for play. All these articles that you see done on people, it's you could pay for articles. I remember, like, I forgot. I'm not going to mention the publication, but it's a big publication. They reached out to me. They wanted to feature me on their their top 10 creators list, and I was like, cool, let's talk about it. Oh, all you have to do is pay $800. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I'm not paying for a publication. Like, if I know, no. And then a few months later, another director made the top 10 list, and I know him personally. I'm like, you paid $800 to be featured in a magazine? Like, if you were worth anything. If you're worth anything, you wouldn't have to pay for anything. Right. But that's just me. Like I said, my mom was a model, and she taught me a lot of things. So I kind of came in this industry kind of jaded already. So
So essentially, everything is built and out there in an organic way.
Absolutely.
People are kind of faking the funk for the most part, and not building their audience, building their, the people that follow them.
You always have to do your due diligence and fact check people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know, like, in the industry today, just fashion, entertainment, everyone is, fighting for attention, fighting for, followers, fighting for those type of things. So, people kind of do whatever they feel like it needs to be done to get there sometimes, and kind of can get a little desperate in how they approach it. Are you currently using AI for anything in life, or have any experience with it?
I love AI. It is so convenient. I'm not going to hold you. I work a lot of music videos, and I have to make a treatment basically that describes the flow of the music video, all that stuff. So my content is always original. When I hear a song, I listen to it, I come up with the visuals in my head. But then finding the visuals in my head online to make sense, sometimes it's hard to find. So I'll use AI to say, generate this specific image of this scene, and I can use that image to help translate what's in my head. Because sometimes I can't find a redheaded, dark-skinned black woman riding a zebra. You know what I'm saying? I have to have an AI make that to make it make sense. Stuff like that, for sure. I love AI. It's very convenient.
Okay, so you use it mostly for work purposes?
Yeah, for work purposes. Yeah.
Okay.
And some recipes. Sometimes I'm like, hey, how do I do this? I'm like, oh, cool.
All right. And it busts down the recipe for you.
It does. It's very convenient.
All right.
It's very convenient that way.
All right. What's the last recipe you use it for?
So I actually made ribs, and I didn't have any barbecue sauce, but I had a bunch of seasonings and mustard.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I could do a dry rub, but like, how? So I said, hey, this is what the seasonings that I have. How can I make a dry rub? And he broke it down. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Like, boil the ribs for 45 minutes, then add the mustard, then add the seasoning, then bake it. I'm
That's a bar.
It came out fire. Like, and I'm a good cook, but I was like, damn, because I've never made dry ribs before. So I was like, how the hell do I do that? So.
That's a bar right there. And even if you have, say for instance, you have a budget, maybe you got $70, $60, you can ask.
Honestly, you can ask GPT.
Get me out and kind of lay out your health, parameters or whatever you kind of looking for, and it'll break down within your budget what you probably can get
It's
from
very
the store.
convenient.
For
It's
meals,
very, very convenient
like
that way.
Amazing. So yeah, we're gonna probably use a couple. We're gonna probably ask AI, ChatGPT, a few things on why we're here, just a few things, kind of
Just
see
to
what they
see
what they saying. You feel me? All right. What's the most important thing in your life at the moment, or what's the most important thing you would like to, be in your life?
Right now, I'm just prioritizing being happy. I've been through a lot in this industry. I've been through a lot in my life. Yeah. And I'm almost 40 now, and I just realize that I need to be happy. And by any means necessary, if I have to cut off family members, cut off friends, I'm prioritizing me first. I tend to just placate everyone to make sure everyone's happy, but not anymore. Not 2025. I have a lot going on, both with work and personal, and it's all making me happy, and I'm gonna keep that route, just doing things that make me happy.
So where it starts with you and your happiness is your work for the most part. Anything else specifically that you're doing to kind of prioritize your happiness?
Not on camera.
More specific? Oh, not on camera.
Not on camera.
Okay. That's a good question. That's a good answer. That's good enough for me. All right. Okay. How's LA dating for you? How's your experience?
You know I'm gay, right?
I know you. I know you on the other side, brother. I know how you rocking.
To be clear, I live downtown, right?
Yeah.
And I swear, all the gays are on crystal meth. It is the worst thing.
What?
Yeah. And speaking of, so I'm relatively newly single, and I'm not looking for anything. But when I do put my feelers out there, it's like I want to be in a relationship just because I don't want to be in the dating pool. It's not giving. It's not. I'm talking to a few guys. For fun.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm actually happy being single. Just me and my cat. That's it. I'm just not really trying to date anyone at all, especially in LA anymore. Not anymore, but definitely just not. I'm focused on me being happy.
Have the issues with dating, the same sex? Has you ever thought about, damn, I've been having issues here? Have you ever thought about dating women?
Hell no.
Never.
Respectfully, no, no. I have a lot of straight friends, both male and women, male and female.
Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely not, absolutely not. And I think of it like this too. I'm not a supporter of domestic violence. Yeah. But I can punch a man in his face. If I punch a woman in the face, right? We could tussle. We can, but I can't do that with a woman.
Lord, so you got a little couple anger issues.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if it ever comes to it, we can always tussle.
Oh Lord.
But I know I would
get you a big woman, bro. She can.
Nah. This is the thing. I date big niggas. Shout out to my big niggas out there. My DMs are open. So yeah, so I need a big nigga so I could take him down real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you want the challenge?
Oh yeah. I'm a lot to handle, so I need a big dude who can handle, because I have a lot to work with. Okay.
All right, this is a question that's going all the way to history. As we're going to the left, we're going to another side here. Okay. Do you think the conversation about the land and resources of America is different if most melanated people know they were here prior to Columbus?
I'm gonna. That question was so deep. You're gonna have to repeat that so I can process that
we're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna do it for y'all.
Woo, okay, that was deep.
Do you think the conversation about the land and resources of America is different if most melanated people know they were here prior to Columbus?
No, I don't think it would make a difference, only because in 2025, most black people know that already. It's kind of common knowledge.
Beautiful.
But I think that it wouldn't make a difference now because politically, what the climate is right now, it wouldn't make a difference. So unfortunately, no, not really.
So you feel like if collectively we understand that we were here prior to Columbus, and this was mostly our land, and we had civilizations here and stuff like that, and we wasn't brought here, and we still kind of have our mind attached to Africa, which I know essentially people who came here prior to Columbus did come from Africa, but migrated possibly before. It was Africans migrating here before Columbus.
I don't think it would make a difference.
I don't think it would make a difference, just because it's just the way the structures and
the structure is built against us.
This is another deep one.
Oh,
we're gonna ask ChatGPT this one too.
Okay.
Is power earned or taken? Let's go to ChatGPT and see what it
is
says.
power earned or is power taken? Ooh.
Well, you can say
I personally feel that power is earned, but power can be taken. You know, like prime example, Napoleon, right? He wasn't a dictator. He was a totalitarian. He got his power legally. He took his power. So in that sense, yes. Power earned is almost like respect being earned, right? Like look at Trump versus Obama. You know, like people respect Obama, overseas at least, and then people don't respect Trump overseas. So, but yet Trump has power. So I think there's a kind of a weird dynamic there.
I think you're right. I think let's ask ChatGPT. We're gonna talk specifically about America. This is what I asked ChatGPT. Is power taken or earned in America? This is what it says. Power in America is both taken and earned. It depends on the context. In a democracy, power is idly earned through elections where leaders gain authority by persuading people to vote for them. This applies to political office, business leadership, and social influence. Hard work, strategy, and public trust play a role in earning power. However, power is also taken sometimes through aggressive tactics, wealth, connections, or leveraging existing structures to one's advantage. Corporate takeovers, political maneuvering, and historical examples of disenfranchisement show the power isn't always acquired fairly. Just a little bit more. Let me finish that one. Ultimately, the American system allows for both. Some people earn power through merit, while others take it through force, manipulation, or privilege.
Trump. There we go.
And what do you think about that?
That or Trump?
You could say, we said Trump, but you could, if you want to break it down a little bit more, or if you want to just simplify it to Trump, it's Trump.
That's just white America. Like, there's a clip of Omarosa. She was on a talk show, right, with Bethany Frankel, and she said, to the host, you can be a white mediocre woman and get your own TV show, and the crowd booed her. But that's the reality of America. In America, you can be a mediocre white person and get all the clout, the money, but black people, specifically black women, have to work 10 times as harder to get half the credit. That's the American way, unfortunately. Things are hopefully changing. Well, with this political standing right now, it's not. But hopefully we don't go in the route of Handmaid's Tale. Hopefully. I don't know if you've seen that show, but it's a It's crazy.
I've never seen it, no.
You might want to watch it.
What's it about a little bit?
Basically, this Gilead place in America, how can I describe it? All women are basically become like slaves to men, and they only around to be like barren women to give birth. It's like a whole like.
Where's it on?
Hulu. It's 4 or 5 seasons. It's a great show. But like the way things go politically right now, we're kind of on that route.
What's the name of it one more time?
Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale. Check that out. That's what's up. Okay. All right. So I asked a little bit more specific question as well. Does racists attempt to take power or earn it? ChatGPT. Racists often attempt to take power rather than earn it. Racism is, by nature, is about exclusion, hierarchy, and control. It thrives on manipulation, fear, and oppression, rather than merit or fairness. Historically, racist individuals and systems have taken power by denying others access. Through slavery, segregation, voter suppression, redlining, these tactics aren't about earning power through skill, leadership, or public trust, but about withholding opportunities from others to maintain control. And I would say that's the only issue I have with, I guess, the white supremacy ideology or race ideology, is that you're purposely trying to degrade other people. Like, you're intentionally
have you ever seen them? Like, y'all know y'all racists are ugly, right? Like, have you ever noticed that like the racists,
Yeah,
like they
for sure.
truly are like physically ugly? I'm not the best looking person in the world, Black Jesus, but the racists are some of the most ugliest people I've ever seen in my life. I truly feel that, one, white people, y'all don't age well as it is. Why add more problems by being problematic, which is gonna age you more? You can tell a white person is trustworthy if they look good for their age. If they don't look good for their age, they're racist. Just saying.
Yeah, I think them being a minority on the planet Earth,
Talk about it.
they essentially come together and organize to try their best to maintain power. And obviously they used the race ideology to do so. We didn't create the race ideology, they did, and obviously they're gonna probably use it the best. So I think if I was president, I would exclude the race I would exclude the race ideology completely.
The fact that when you apply to jobs, it asks you for your race, and some jobs actually ask you for your sexuality.
They do. They do.
Especially like in major studios, like all major studios, they ask you for your sexuality, and I think that is so intrusive.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, really, the race ideology is going to continue as long as they discriminate against us. It's going to continue because we're going to be the ones asking for it. It's kind of like they are playing a game for sure.
Yeah, they are.
Because if we've been discriminated so much, we're going to want specific treatment now, just to gain and make it be fair. So we're going to be the ones fighting for it.
They're lucky that we're asking for equal rights and not revenge.
Oh yeah, like
Just saying.
I would say, we have to just get to a point where, I wouldn't say, life isn't fair, but we just need to get to a point where, most people are just taken care of, their basic needs and necessities, and then we could just destroy the whole race ideology. You're from New York and you're from Queens, let's create a different, you're considered something different than black or white or whatever.
It's so dumb.
You're a Queens, what is it? You're a New Yorkan or
New Yorker.
A New Yorker or a Queen. I don't know. A Queensian. I don't know what it is. You feel me? I'm from New Orleans. I'm a I don't know, Nolan or something.
Right. Something.
You feel me? Other than black or white, because for one, that's not. You're gonna identify me as a color. Or you want to identify yourself as a color, which the colors, most of the time, we're not that color. I'm not black. You're not black. You're brown, right? So, just a tidbit there. All right. I'm going to just finish what I said, what this said. It said, the last part. That said, some races try to earn power within existing systems by gaining followers or political influence. However, their foundation is still built on exclusion rather than fair competition. When power is truly earned, it comes from competence, inclusivity and justice, not oppression. So we tend to try to play the game the right way, the melanated folks, and then you got the other guys on the other side, and
The melanin deficient people.
the ones who ain't got as much melanin in their skin. They saying they play the game a whole different way. They come together and play the game a different way. So I don't know if we're in America, if how we can get past that system. I think the only way
Time.
we just going, time. I mean,
Time.
everyone is going to have to wake up, because at the end of the day, I think the people who really controlling the game aren't the everyday, lighter skinned brothers and sisters. It's the people, the lighter brothers and sisters who got all the wealth, right? They playing everybody against each other. Yeah, we know that. It's nothing new. But until we say, we all done with it. And this may, Donald Trump may show everybody, look, what I'm saying? Look how many people lost their jobs, lost their, their benefits, their income. People might wake up.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
We'll see. I know he's putting measures in place to be president again.
Hopefully
to make it very. I'm sorry.
Hopefully it doesn't go through, because I can't. I can't.
Because he's trying to do a third term. That's crazy. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I just think it's funny that how a convicted felon has the highest position in the world, and that when people apply for jobs, they don't have the right to ask if they're a felon or not, because our president's a fucking felon. Sorry, our president is a felon. So if you're applying for a job, it's none of your business if I'm a felon or not. The president's one. Remove that off the ticket. Thank you.
That's right, man. I feel like. All right, so now we are going to take a look at a couple fits. See how you feel about it here, man. We back in my ballpark here, and that's what we rocking with. So this first look here is by Joshua Jamal. And this is kind of what I've been into. I feel like it is somewhat a minimalist, like a minimal street look, and it's kind of a repurposed type look. That I feel like it's the future. I feel like this is kind of like the future of street fashion for the most part, that I'm feeling. So tell me what you think.
I think this is a really dope fit. It reminds me of like 90s grunge meets like urban. I do love the oversized look. I wouldn't say it's innovative, like at the end of the day, it's just baggy pants and a flannel. I would love to see the structure in person, especially of the pants, to kind of look unique in regards to the paneling. But like I said, I wouldn't say this is anything innovative. It's a cool look. It's something that I would wear, but this would be like a regular fit for me. Would it be like, I wouldn't wear this to be like, I'm going out, I'm just hitting the street real quick. This is what I would throw one for sure. Like an everyday streetwear look.
Yeah, I think this is, I don't know, I think this is the future of streetwear, I think just repurposing old pieces.
That's what fashion is. It's a repurpose of old eras.
I think we're leaning more into that, especially in the street realm. And, people putting together in fire ways, you feel me? So I think that's kind of like the future, and that's even what I'm interested in as an individual. So yeah. Let's go to the next one. This brand is called Project GR. And tell me what you think about this. This is around the same, style almost.
I like this way more. I love the detail. I love the styling of it all. I love the pants. I love the shorts. I love the double shorts. I don't know what it is, but I love that. I'm interested in to see this scarf that's around his head. Like, it looks like it's a sweater.
Yeah.
I think I like the styling overall more than anything. Whoever the stylist is, they deserve a raise, because the way they did this is really good. I'm I'm not really a fan of the hoodie it looks dirty, and I know it's probably giving like a grungy look, but to me it looks dirty. So
Right. I think you have to. I think anything in fashion, you kind of have that eye for your eye got to kind of get comfortable with that look, right? I think
it's definitely giving like homeless chic though.
Right.
So
Gotcha. But yeah, this is definitely fire. I actually like the grungy look. For me, I think I was just took the blue line, and I seen this homeless guy, and he had this jacket that was like all pieced together in different fabrics and stuff like that. And I already kind of knew by looking at this. I'm like, they're taking inspiration from like the real streets and homeless people, you know. But they really be putting it on for real. You remember, like that
they have to make it. They have no other choice because they have to get clothes from random places, and they want to look good too, you know.
Right. But what it makes you think of quickly, it makes you think like, oh, it took work to stitch and flow all these different pieces together, and it takes time. And even if it's starting to get discolorated, it took time to do that.
To get there,
yeah. Yeah, it could be time of you just sitting on the ground for hours. But the way that it hit the eye in your perception, you're like, that kind of look fire. You know what I mean? Like, so I do like the grungy kind of dirty look. I don't know what it is. It is what it is. It looks fire.
Everyone has a unique style.
Yeah. So we're gonna go to the next one. This one is by Greg Ross. I met Greg before. He's kind of iconic designer. It's more of a lady look. What you think about that?
I love this look. Again, I love the styling. I love what they did with the crop. I love a good crop on a girl. I love a good underboob moment too. These pants are fire. Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. From the styling to the fit, to the wash, to everything. Everything is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Shout out to Greg. All right, and then this is a brand, I actually spoke to the designer. I got his name here, actually. And the designer name is Ludwig. Shout out to you, brother. I just spoke to you. Ludwig. I believe he's from, I want to say Germany.
Is he based here or there?
Based in Germany, I believe. Yeah, and this is one of his pieces. So, but all around the same lines for the most part, but slightly different styling.
Now this I would wear. There's.
And I know he restructured that jacket. He restructured some of that there.
Everything about this is
fire, right?
Fire. I have no notes. That is great. I want that entire fit.
Yeah, I love the jacket. I love how you put. I don't know what that is, like a.
Around the pants. But I want
like
that.
It's considered like kind of like a skirt type vibe.
I want it.
And
the pants are hard.
Yeah, great job, bro. Shout out to you, my man.
Yeah, you're dope. You're freaking really dope. I love this. I really do love this. I wouldn't wear this per se, but I can see a lot of actors and models like actually wearing this. I love the structure of this. I'm not sure that name tag that's on the sleeve that should be removed, but other than that, like I just love.
Yeah, they're on the runway, so I don't know if that was the vibes.
Yeah.
It's giving me like inspiration from like African inspiration, maybe a garb, some type of African garb or something like that. And that is Egon Lab. And we have another one from Egon Lab. They had two fire looks that I liked. And I was like, let me show my boy. I think you're gonna really like this one. There you go.
Yeah, I want this whole entire look. I want this. I love this whole thing. I want it. The twill or whatever thing's flinging around. I want to see that without the jacket. See how that structure is.
Yeah.
But this jacket and pants and bag is amazing.
Who would you, where would you style that at? Is another like kind of like a?
If I'm wearing something like this, I'm going to some kind of red carpet event. I'm gonna get photos taken of me. I'm gonna get Getty take photos of me. This needs to be captured. Like I'm not just wearing this to the store. Like I'm going.
Who would you see styled in that? Who you would see like
Myself.
Yourself.
Myself.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Fire, bro. This another one from Egon Lab. So shout out to y'all. So you know I'm into the eyewear. So we got a little bit of eyewear to show you. Okay, this is from Janya. I'm probably gonna mess up your name.
Probably are.
Janya Wantanaba. Wantanaba.
Okay.
So this is the first look. I like the edgy looks, bro, with the eyewear, but this is straight fire, my boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like these. It's giving what's the steampunk vibes. I love these. It also reminds me of the Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson video.
Yeah, these are fire.
Yeah, those are hard.
Yeah, they got the rings all around there. Yeah, these are next level. And I like the color combination as well. Sleek. Yeah, I will put these on for sure. So these are a little bit, the next ones is from the same company, but they're a little bit more conservative, but simple, but edgy.
These are cool. I don't think I would wear these. They look a little bit too feminine for me, but these are cool though. But it's not for me. But these are really dope.
Those are pretty slick, kind of unique. I actually like them.
Like he looks great with these on.
Yeah.
I would love to see the jacket that he's wearing actually. But yeah, these are cool. But it's not my type.
Not your style.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty fire. I mean, I guess they're definitely like unisex for sure. Like men or women can probably wear them. I've been looking at the I was looking at the Pharrell eyewear with the pearls around them and stuff. I wonder if he had anything to do with designing those himself.
Well, I think he's more the creative director. I don't think he designs. I think he just has a final approval and give his notes and what his expectations are.
I'm pretty sure he probably got a few pieces in there where he
absolutely.
Definitely leaned
He
into.
definitely was like, oh, dude, this is like, for sure.
For sure, because I know Virgil was a little bit more hands-on in certain areas as well. So I don't know, but yeah. You got any questions for me? It's kind of like an interview.
Right. So like, what do you want to see in the future for fashion?
What I want to see in the future for fashion? That's a very broad statement.
It is. I did it on purpose because you, sir, are a designer yourself.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like take that question and kind of like make it with your brand.
I don't know. I think I guess I would like to see the continuance of just like, spirituality within fashion and people being a little bit more, in tune with the spiritual world and not just like, luxury and making profits. I mean, obviously, like for any industry to continue, you need to make sure it's a, profitable business. But I don't know. I just feel like I want to see more genuineness within fashion. Okay.
Well, so what's next for you then, Mr. Designer?
I mean,
future designer of the year.
Well, you already know. I just dropped my glasses. Those been selling really well, and appreciate everyone for the support. With that, after that, I mean that's pretty much it for me right now. I mean, I'm busy with the home life, but I'm definitely
a beautiful home life.
Yeah,
beautiful
with the family, and we got a lot going on. So, designing the glasses, that was a lot of work, and the packaging, it was just a lot.
The marketing behind the ad campaign that you shot for those glasses, it was
thank you.
such so.
Yeah.
ethereal, so
Right.
breathtaking, so natural. It was like looking at a breath of fresh air. Like it was such
Thank you,
good.
bro. I appreciate it.
It's great.
You know what's funny, bro? Like those shoots that I did for,
Were you in the desert?
we were actually in Eden Canyon.
Oh, that's not that far up there.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
you know, Eden Canyon burned down.
Burnt
for
down.
us,
Well, it was up there.
Yeah. But those was like just test shoots.
Really?
So we
those
wasn't
those be the best ones.
Yeah, man. I was
Those are the
like,
best
I was
ones.
just testing. We were just testing out. I was like, we're gonna shoot officially a different day, but let's just see how these shoots how it's gonna look, you know. And
It came out great.
thank you, brother.
They really
Thank you.
did.
And you know, shout out to everybody who participated. They were, you know, they love, you know, being a part of it and was super excited. So they made it a great experience. So shout out to Kyle and Day and Erica. So appreciate you guys for helping out. But yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, you know, for me, I go all in on my, like, if I'm gonna do a release. So it's a lot of work. So that's why I'll say, like, you know, I'm gonna be all the way on. I'm gonna be off with the family, working, you know, focused on that, because anything I do, I have to do it at the highest level possible, and that I can personally, you know, go. So, but the next release will definitely probably be like, I already got some designs already created. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Ain't nothing
Oh, I look
crazy.
forward to it.
Yeah, I got some outerwear and some pants,
Okay.
some streetwear designs.
Hopefully, I get some pieces. You're not gonna rock it on the red carpet sooner or later. you
Yeah,
know?
they're gonna be street style almost. You get on the red carpet, a little street. They're gonna be a little street. You know what I mean? I don't know.
We're gonna insert some photos of my looks on the red carpet. Like,
Okay, let's take it. We're gonna have to take a look. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much. I ain't got, man. Yeah, I'm so. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're thinking about moving.
really?
Yeah.
This is a
out
great
of
place,
LA,
Where?
Dallas.
Oh, I love Dallas though.
Yeah, I've been thinking about Dallas, and
It's very affordable.
it's very affordable.
My
Yeah.
brother just moved there.
Yeah, when you got a family, you gotta
Think
do what
about
you
your
gotta
family.
do. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I've been like balancing family life and new children, new kids, and business life. It's hard work.
Dreams,
It's a lot of work.
aspirations.
Dreams, aspirations. That's a lot. But I'm blessed to even like start this platform and get to interview like crazy, cool people like you.
Emphasis on crazy.
When I mean crazy cool. Like you're crazy cool. You know,
Well, I
you know
appreciate
what I'm
that.
saying?
I
I don't know if you're crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But appreciate you for coming on, brother.
Thank you for having
How you
me.
feeling?
I feel great. This is such a cool experience. I really can't wait to see what's next for you and next for this.
I appreciate it. Are you a little sleepy, a little tired?
Yeah, it's been a
hungry?
long day. Not
get them
hungry.
ribs?
I'm not hungry. Side note, his girl made me food. It was really good. She's a vegan. She's amazing. I'm
be
not
getting it in.
hungry.
She get it
But
in.
I am tired. I've been running around these streets, these LA streets since 9 this
Working.
morning, working. It's been a long day, but it's all worth it. In the
Anyway,
end.
wait. What's next for you, brother? What you got going on next? Before we end this.
My film Pick Me will be on Amazon Prime hopefully by the end of the year. It's in the film festivals right now, so I can't release it on Prime until that's done.
Okay. Check that out.
I just wrapped the trailer for my feature film, and we're going to be circling that around to get some funds to shoot the actual feature this summer.
Okay.
So the goal is to raise about $500,000, and I can't say how much we got so far, but there's
Can you kind of talk about the film at all, or not yet?
so that film, the feature film, is going to be about two black boxes in the 50s,
Okay.
dealing with racial issues and other disparities, and it has like a major plot point that I really don't want to talk about yet because it's very crucial to the film, and I don't want any preconceived notions about the film until it comes out.
Fair.
So that's
That's
where we
fair.
are now. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that, and what else we got?
Oh, the fashion show. I am producing.
Fashion
I'm
show.
not producing. I am the production manager for a fashion show end of this month. It's going to be the biggest fashion show in LA.
Okay.
We partnered up with Creative Art Basel. So it's going to be like an art exhibit / fashion show.
Okay.
And performers. Other than that, I do have
might go.
another major project that I cannot say because I have an NDA. But if this comes out, by the time I can drop that news, I will tell you. But I can't say about that project.
Okay.
I'll get sued and I'll get dropped from my agent. So, but I do have quite some things coming out for sure. I can't wait to share with everybody.
I'm excited for you, brother.
Thanks, man.
He's always busy, brother. Like always
Tired.
working. You're a workaholic right here.
Always, baby.
What's your socials? What's your socials where we can find you?
You can find me at Instagram at Tailored Adams. That's TAYLORDATOMS, like the molecule. Tailored Adams. Or my website, tpla.com. That's tailoredproductionsla.com. So tpla.com.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to the people? Any last words?
Be kind to everyone you meet. You never know who knows who.
Okay.
And always background check people. Don't just take people for face value.
Be genuine.
Be genuine.
Be love. Be positivity.
Put it
good
out there.
vibes,
They'll come back out to you for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you for coming on, brother.
Man, thank you.
Yes, sir.